When's the next shipment getting in?
Anytime. That's why we need to get this done as quick as we can. Ah, nuts! I cut myself.
Blood vessels are present throughout the body. Bleeding occurs when tissues are damaged. Heavy bleeding is likely if a major blood vessel is damaged.
Kenny!
I need the first aid kit.
Bleeding reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. If heavy or uncontrolled, bleeding can quickly become life-threatening. Arterial bleeding is bright red and will often spurt from a wound. It can be difficult to control due to the pressure created by the heart's contractions. If the blood is dark red and flowing steadily, it is likely coming from a damaged vein. Bleeding from a vein can be heavy. Regardless of the source, all heavy bleeding must be controlled as soon as possible. Clot-forming fibers naturally collect at a wound site to create a patch to stop bleeding. Severe bleeding can overwhelm this process and prevent clotting from occurring. Activate EMS immediately for any heavy bleeding.
Go call EMS.
Okay.
Bleeding exposes you, the provider, to potentially infectious body fluids. Always use protective barriers, such as disposable gloves, to protect both you and the injured person.
Okay, I'm going to have you move your hand, and then I'm going to put the pressure on with this, okay?
Okay.
Continuous firm and direct pressure applied to a wound is the best method for controlling external bleeding. Quickly expose and inspect the wound. Using a clean, absorbent pad or dressing, apply direct pressure with the flat parts of your fingers directly on the point of bleeding. If a pad is not available, apply direct pressure with just your gloved hand. If blood soaks through the pad, apply another pad, leaving the initial pad in place. Apply more pressure with the palm of your hand. Apply a pressure bandage to provide continuous pressure to the wound. Wrap a roller gauze or elastic bandage around the injury with enough pressure to maintain bleeding control. Avoid wrapping the bandage so tightly that the skin beyond the bandage becomes cool to the touch, bluish or numb. Make sure a finger can be slipped under the bandage once it is applied. When barriers are not available, an injured person can provide self-care, or a provider can use improvised barriers, such as a plastic bag.
Jason, are you all right?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see you coming.
Are you hurting?
No. More surprised than anything else.
A significant blow can create injury and bleeding inside the body. This is especially true for organs in the chest and abdomen. Internal bleeding can be difficult to detect. Suspect it if the chest or abdomen is hit hard. Signs of shock may be the earliest indication that internal bleeding is occurring. Shock develops when poor blood flow creates a shortage of oxygen to body tissues. Any serious illness or injury has the potential to cause shock. If not treated early, it can get worse and become life-threatening. Shock is progressive in nature. Early signs can be difficult to detect. A person may simply appear uneasy, restless, or worried. Other more serious signs can emerge gradually over time. Responsiveness may diminish. The skin may become pale, cool, and sweaty. A person in shock must get to a hospital as quickly as possible in order to survive. Early recognition, treatment, and activation of EMS are essential for survival. To limit the effects of shock, help the body maintain adequate oxygen by ensuring an open and clear airway, ensuring normal breathing, and controlling any external bleeding. If there is no difficulty in breathing, lay the person flat on the ground. Maintain a normal body temperature. Insulate on top and underneath to prevent heat loss. Be careful not to overheat. Give nothing to eat or drink, even if the person asks for it. Keep the person as comfortable and calm as possible. Reassess regularly until another provider or EMS take over.